And we continue now with Race Talk Live's online edition. Thanks to Dave Chevrier for putting this together. Bobby Potts, Bill Gritt, and we're going to continue with Mike and Fred Traskowsky, the father and son team from over in Woodbine, Kansas.
That'd be father and son.
Father and son, yeah, I got it. I knew that.
Dave, yeah.
Somebody didn't.
Dave got his wires crossed. He thought you guys were brothers. You look like you could be brothers.
Thank
though.
you.
He acts like a kid.
He acts like a kid.
He acts like a kid.
Yeah, okay.
59 years old and still races Harris Campbell?
58.
58. Oh, I'm
58.
sorry.
Yeah, get that right. Yeah, races cars and motorcycles and then runs around in a tractor all day long, huh?
Yep.
He puts me in the tractor.
Oh, you get the tractor, huh?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm the
So
cow feeder.
Oh, you get to chase the cows. Uh-huh. Okay.
So
you-
tell us about your farming operation. We tried to touch on this a little bit during the talk show, but cattle, I'm assuming not a dairy operation, but more a feeder operation.
We're cow-calf pairs. We got the mother cows, and they have calves. We got the spring calvers and the fall calvers, and then we raise the calves up to about 800, 900 pounds and sell them off, and that's what the income is. And then you keep your cows back and tell the next calf.
How many head do you normally keep altogether?
Total around 400. I mean, there's a lot bigger. We're, we kind of do a little bit of cattle, a little bit of row crops, a little bit of wheat. Just kind of don't put all your eggs in one basket.
But enough to keep you guys busy, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Is it just the two of you?
Yep. Just the two of us.
Of course, sorry, lost your father not that long ago when he was a helper on the farm as well.
Grandpa got out of the Navy in 1950 and really started out with nothing and just kind of built it up from there. He JB welded everything back together and saved every penny he could and put in long, hard days. And
Taught school for almost 30 years.
And that
Really?
too.
Wow. Mike,
Wow.
you actually live in the house that he lived in?
Yep. I live where the main home place. It's where he grew up. It's where Grandpa grew up too, right?
Yeah.
And like I say, the house that's there now was built in '63, but it's been the home place for a long time.
Cool. And you got a wedding coming up here at the end of the summer, huh?
I guess.
So somebody told you anyway, huh?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Any, Mike, just for the people, any brothers or sisters? Or is it just you?
I've got 3 younger sisters.
Do they help on the farm, or are they?
The oldest sister went to Wichita, and she's kind of resided there and doing pretty good there. And then the middle sister graduated from high school a couple years ago and still kind of trying to figure out which direction to take. And has been helping out a little bit more on the farm. And then the youngest one is senior in high school.
Okay.
See, the middle one got out of high school and promptly learned how to fly helicopters. So
Really?
Wow.
Well, the oldest sister and the middle sister both did the helicopter thing.
Really?
So I'm not sure if they want to pursue that more or just let it be or what.
How'd they learn? Where'd they learn?
Down in Wichita there's a guy that they went going and started doing it.
Really?
What made him want to
I
fly
do not know.
helicopters? Holy cow.
they got their whatever license. They take people on flights and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go for a ride in one, but never got the chance. But
Really?
I don't think I ever wanted to
You're
fly.
too late. I think I saw Granzella or somebody had posted a picture on Facebook of getting a helicopter ride, and I looked at it and kind of got to studying. And that was my sister.
Really?
The pilot.
She was giving rides, huh? Huh.
There you go, Bobby.
Yeah,
There's a
get
hookup
on-
for you. You can go
I'll
for a
get
friend.
on
Too
over
late.
sometime.
She quit? She's not doing it anymore?
Nope. She's back home helping out on the farm a little bit. And, Yep.
Dang. Fred, buy her a helicopter so she can take me for a ride.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
next thing I'm going to do.
Yeah,
buy a
just
helicopter.
go buy a helicopter, no problem.
Then you could send Mike to the track with the cars, and you could just
That's
fly
right.
and
You bet. Yeah.
land.
Make
yeah.
an entrance.
Land there on.
That's what I need
yeah.
to do. Make an entrance.
There you go. Big A feature winner,
Yeah, two
Yeah.
of them.
Right.
Both these guys won the other night. You need to show them the helicopter now. That'd be an entrance.
I got my one a year already.
Oh, you'll get you another one.
We were trying to figure out when the last one was, and I knew it wasn't that long ago, but he was thinking it was 2 years ago, and we got to look, and there's a sticker on his car. It was last year, I think. There's.
You got you a
You
win
got one,
last
yeah?
year? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Too far back, huh?
So everybody else must have crashed out one night or something.
Oh, come on.
It's tough these days to pick up an 8-feature win, isn't it?
It is. I sort of felt like I earned it from the front row.
It don't matter where you start,
Nope.
as long as you don't go backwards.
You won't be starting there this week, though.
Probably not.
Probably be
Nope.
back a couple of rows.
He got a DNF the first night and a win the second night, so that should put him about in the middle.
Yeah. Probably be about the second row. Yep.
That's okay.
Still be good.
Yep. It's all fun.
I still haven't figured out why anybody would want to race a sport mod. I mean, they jump around and squirrel up in the air and
I'm having a little
all
trouble
this stuff,
figuring that
and
out
the tires
myself.
stick out, and they're always tearing the A-arms off. I don't know. I don't get it.
Do you fix his stuff, or does he does it?
Nope.
Does
He
fix
does
own?
his thing. I do my thing. And
Really?
like I say, the sport mod. I mean, they're fragile. There's a lot of parts there, and like I say, all the jumping around and all the links and everything. I like the hobby stock car thing.
And you both own stock cars. Gonna go that direction someday, or are you just gonna stay where you're at, or what?
Stock cars are fun.
I think he's going to get his stock car out this year. Like I say, the stock car that I got, it's my car and another guy's engine, and she's running a little warm, and I just flat out haven't had the time. I've got my car going, and I like driving the hobby. Like I say, maybe if the other guy gets her going, like I say, it just runs a little warm, and I don't want to hurt that motor. He said don't worry about whatever happens, but
Yeah,
I
they
would
always
sure hate to hurt.
They always say that up until something happens.
Yeah. Well, no, it's old Bobby Feist. He's been around for
Oh, okay.
forever, since the prehistoric ages. He's pretty old.
He used to run AMCs, you know.
Yeah.
that?
Yep. He used to run the old AMC, and Seth Shorer's cousin was running that, and I think that AMC phase is pretty well done now. But what happened is Bobby had a Southern Sport mod, and he had a Seth Shore motor in it, and he got stuffed in the wall down at 81 Speedway, and used the car a bit. It's bent, it's junk, and so he had his motor there, and I had my stock car, and I had broke a motor, and I was doing the hobbies thing, so it kind of got pushed off to the side, and I was kind of joking around with Bobby, and I said, we ought to put your motor in my car, and you can do the IMCA shows, because I'm IMCA hobby stock. I can't have the stock car
Right.
license. And then Dad's been going down to 81 Speedway a little bit, and I was thinking, then I can take the car to 81 Speedway whenever we're going down there, and just kind of joking. And about half a year later, he asked me, he said, well, do you want to do that? And I got thinking, well, the thing's still sitting there, why not? And so he brought his motor over, and we put it in there, and that's what we did last year. I took it down to 81 Speedway as a thumper, which is, they let me in as an IMCA stock car. It's pretty close on rules. There's a couple things different, but like I said, I could become 100% thumper if I wanted to be. And then he raced it as IMCA stock car at Salina a little bit there. But like I say, that thing, I'm sure it's something stupid. We'll get her figured out, but it just runs a little bit warm to the point that I just don't want to run it and hurt it.
Sure, it's understandable.
You had a good run at Wichita last fall for their big show. Take us through that a little bit.
I didn't run their big show. I think I ran 4 times of their regular weekly shows. The first time I ran it, we took off, and I don't know one guy from the next. I don't know who's a lap or who's the main thing, but we were going along there, and the thing's overheating, so I'm kind of concentrating on that, and I was just going along, and I thought I was battling a guy for 5th or 6th place, and the car was hot, and I just kind of backed off on the last couple laps, but it ended up being the leader. I thought I was passing for 6th, but it was actually for the win. But the thing was a little bit warm, and that was the first race, and then I think I ran 4 or 5 times down there, I forget. But we got a win in a couple seconds and stuff like that. But like I say, I got a lot to learn in the stock car. The car I got is not bad. It just needs a little finesse to it.
A little bit different from the hobby, though, huh? A little more adjustments on it.
It's actually a little easier to drive, I would say. You got better tire, you got better brake, you got faster steering, you got a lot more power. So if you need to snap the throttle and get the back end out, you can. It's kind of backwards. I think the hobby stock is more of a challenge to drive than a stock car, but maybe I haven't run enough races to really have a foot to stand on. I mean, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Sport mod.
Get a sport.
I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
So we know there's no desire to go to sport mod for you, is there?
That is correct.
Fred, you ever thinking about getting out of the sport mod and just going over to the stock car?
Stock car.
Really?
Sometimes I get frustrated. I'll keep at it.
I remember one of the first ones you had years ago when we were doing this show from a different location. You and Bobby sat down and figured out some stuff and actually got you going a little bit faster.
Yeah. Lots of people help me. And then I still do stupid stuff.
I think that's racing no matter what.
I think the setup's right on a sport mod about one night a year.
Yeah.
The rest of the time you got to drive through it.
When a guy like Delbert Smith gets in one and climbs out and walks over to some other guy and says, "You need to try driving one of these things. These are the hardest things to drive."
That's what Delbert says. It's the hardest car to drive.
He says they are a handful.
I think some of that is the power. Like, the more power you got, like, say, if you need to snap the throttle, if you're a little tight going in, you can snap the throttle and get the back end out. But if you're, sport mod or a hobby stock, it's a little tougher.
Momentum.
You got to keep them rolling. Yep.
Same with hobby.
Yep.
It's not who goes the fastest necessarily; it's who slows down the least. I
slow down too much.
We're all on the same motor. I mean, everybody can, when it's heavy or when you're coming out of 4 and hooked up, you can all put your foot down the same. It's all about corner entry and getting through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So you like a big, heavy, fast track or slick to where you got to play with the throttle?
I like it slick because when it's heavy, anybody can drive. I mean, you just go in and kind of blast it in there. No. When it's heavy, it really holds the car a lot better. I mean, and Salina is one of the trickier tracks to drive. Like, say I take my stock car to 81 and can win with it, and then Bobby, it was slick that last time he ran it. He was kind of complaining about the forward bite. But, like I say, I think Salina is one of the trickier tracks to drive. It's a little bit flatter. And especially when it's slick, you really got to watch what you're doing. But slick versus tacky, I like a slick track because you actually got to drive the car. When it's tacky, you just kind of blast it in there and put the hammer back down, and that's about it.
Start in front, hammer
Start
down.
in front?
Yeah, there you go. Start in front, put the hammer down, forget it.
Yeah, I stood on the throttle on a slick track coming out of turn 4 and spun it out in front of everybody, the whole field. That's not a fun feeling.
No, I don't suppose it would be.
Never had that happen?
Not that I recall. I've done plenty of stupid things.
Oh, it was plenty stupid.
Didn't you run into a tire waving at the parade lap or something? I think I've heard the story.
That?
Everybody remembers that story. Isn't that the thing? They remember your worst things.
Yeah, they do. We made some changes to that old car. That old car wouldn't turn.
Just thought I'd bring that back up.
Thanks. Appreciate that, Mike. It's right where I'm at with this car. It won't turn. It won't do anything. And so the other car wouldn't turn, so we made some changes. I was at the back, so I was weaving it back and forth, see if I could feel the back end moving around, and stood on the gas there in 1 and 2, and it went around real quick and right into the tire down at the bottom of turn 2. And I'm telling you, I swear to God, threw the helmet and everything, killed the motor. So I reached up, took it out of gear because we had the direct drive transmission. Under my helmet and everything, I heard somebody say, "What the hell are you doing?" Somebody out of turn 4. I was like, yeah, well, I don't know either.
I say that to myself quite a bit.
Do you?
At times.
Oh, you ought to hear some of the things I tell myself under that helmet. Most of it's like, what's Bobby going to say about this?
Yep. How's he gonna harass me next week?
Oh, yeah. Got to drive it.
Yep.
You got to be pointing at the infield. Those are his words to me whenever I get out. Okay, Bob, I'm trying.
Yep. That's what I like about dirt track racing. It's a different track about
Every
every
week.
week. I
Yep.
mean, you think you got something figured out one week, and it's a whole different ball game the next week.
Favorite tracks anywhere?
Well, really, here lately in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years, I mean, the battle I've run is Salina. I think we're going to try some Heartland Park a little bit, but I decided I'm a fair weather racer after 8 out of 10 or whatever it was events rained out last year.
What'd you do during all those rainouts?
Well, usually we got all loaded up, put the car in the trailer, drove all the way there, got the car out, got the monkey suit on, got the car all ready, you know, prepped and everything, and then it rained. So then you trudge through the mud, and then you try to load everything and go home.
And I went to 81 Speedway the next day.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't take him with you?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just go to 81 Speedway on Saturday night because I didn't get to race Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, him having his C-Ray having his pit area outside like that, he's gotten quite a few races to where a lot of places couldn't because of the pits blocking.
It's kind of luck of the draw.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta roll with whatever Mother Nature gives you.
Yep.
Oh, look. Little Cross shows up.
I told you.
Yeah. This could be fun.
Yep.
Got another mic? No mic? Well, we'll
He
figure
can have
something
mine.
out. He can have mine. This will be fun. He just wants to buy some parts from you, doesn't he?
I think he said he wanted to buy us all supper.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Why I
Bobby's
showed up.
hungry.
Yeah.
You guys haven't ate yet.
no,
Dave had us sitting over here to do this one, so we figured we better get it done. Thanks,
fat guys
Dave.
always win. We gotta eat.
That's right. It's one thing I can do.
So, Mike, Fred, what's probably the biggest win for you that sticks in your head that you can think
Nothing in particular. I'm just nobody that can only win on a weekly show, I guess. So
of? Haven't
they're
won
all the
any
same.
big events.
You got second at Fall Nationals one time.
Yeah. When I first
pretty
started,
good.
like in 08, like my first year, I was leading, and I screwed up. I got white flag syndrome or something, and ended up second that first year. But that would have been a good one. And another good one, if I wouldn't have screwed up, would have been that Dirt Fest. Like say, had a few big names show up, and didn't work.
You been to the Super Nationals a couple times, made
Yeah,
the show.
yeah. Like say
one time?
that just making the show at Super Nationals a couple times is really more memorable than a feature win at home. I
Yep.
mean, it's kind of amazing the competition that shows up there. I mean, everybody's on their A game, and everybody who travels is a somebody. It seems like, but I went there my first year in 2010 with no expectations. Ended up making the show and getting 15th in the show, which like just making the show. I was
Yeah.
happy with that. And then we came back in 11.
At least you didn't end upside down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Say 2011, no luck. I mean, that's what I hate about Super Nationals is it's so dependent on luck.
It is a lot.
Look
I mean,
at the
how
draw.
you draw and
Yeah.
who hits you and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, and then we skipped a year, a couple of years. What? I came back in 14 and we made the show again and got 15th again.
Really,
But like I say, just making the show,
Yeah.
I was plenty happy.
you bet.
Now, didn't you guys tow back and forth one year?
Back and forth
We
where?
went, yeah, we
You went
came
up
home
and then
Came
came
home.
home.
when Schroer was in it, we went back up.
That
with
would
him.
have been 2011, the second year of it. Neither one of us made the show, but Seth Shore made it, and he needed to go home and get some parts or something. And it's just a long time to sit around and watch all the drunk idiots drive their golf carts. But we ended up going back. I think he made it. I forget if it was Monday or Tuesday, but we drove back and we're home for a day and then back up, which I don't know if that's recommendable or not.
It's a
Stay
6-hour
there.
drive one way.
At least that. I forget what it was, but it was Yep, it was long enough.
Yep.
So your Dirt Fest experience, let's back up to that for a minute.
Why?
You were leading, you weren't leading, you were doing well, moving forward.
Started 12th, and we were up to 2nd, and I bumped the guy that was leading.
Yep. And you both ended up at the back.
Yep.
Where'd you finish?
I think we came back to 7th, but like I say, I don't know if he was loose or what. But I mean, I don't think I drove any different than I was. But either way, it was my fault. It was my doing, and that's that.
I mean, Bob, that's a track rule. You know, if you run into somebody or whatever, you go to the back. What do you? I mean, everybody does it a little differently. What do you think?
And some.
Here, I'll fix it.
Some tracks have we'll make a judgment call, and of course in that case obviously they would have gave that guy his spot back and then put you in the back, but
yeah, like I say, that would have been fine with me, because I mean, it sucks, starting in the back and going to the front and then back to the back, but what sucks even more is ruining somebody else's night.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and I've been screwed before, and
it's
maybe
racing.
even by that same guy, but
it's racing. It's one of those
racing.
deals. You didn't do it on purpose. We all know that.
yeah, and maybe when he got me, maybe he didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Like say you got 20 guys with more or less the same car. I mean, the hobby stock, you can adjust it, but you really can't fabricate too much. You got to have all the stock suspension points and everything like that. You got 20 guys with the same car. A lot of guys are in the crate, same motor, all going for the same goal. Stuff's going to happen.
Yep.
And you're all looking for the same piece of real estate.
And
That's
you're
what
on
I mean.
them.
Yeah.
You're on them little skinny hard street tires.
Yep. I like the challenge, though. I mean,
with
we're all on the same thing.
With slow steering. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stock brakes, little tires.
Yep.
Like I say, I honestly think the stock car is a little easier to drive.
Well, I bet
You got
it
better
is.
brake,
I
better
bet it
tire,
is.
faster steering,
Yep.
better power.
I bet it is.
Think you might be moving that direction? You got another hobby stock you're building, though.
Yeah, I got a new Victory hobby stock. It's been on jack stands for about 15, 16 months now, year and a half.
Not in a hurry to get it together, huh?
Apparently not. The old one goes just fine. Although, that's the same car I've been driving for the last 7 years, so I really don't have anything to compare to. So maybe a new one would be better. I don't know. Don't have anything to compare to.
Might not be as good.
Guys,
It might not be.
Got to keep the microphones close to your mouth so that we can hear you.
We got
You too,
scolded.
Fred.
Uh-oh. You're,
I wasn't talking.
But when you do talk,
So
Fred.
take that.
Yeah. But when you do talk, Fred. I got scolded, so y'all getting scolded. That's how that works.
Yep.
He scolded me. He did.
Looks like you're in trouble.
Always.
Myself included, I'm sure.
So, you guys have been admiring Chuck's Bar here. It's a pretty nice place.
Nice
ain't it?
place.
Yep.
I bet they have good food.
We'll
I think
find out here.
I think our guests are hungry.
We'll find out here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't be too much longer. They're hungry, David. We got to get them fed. 5 minutes?
Oh, you got 5 minutes.
You guys got 5 minutes.
There you go.
See there?
See, that wasn't so bad.
Beer is cold. That's all that matters.
There you go.
Fred's drinking some thing.
IPA.
IPA.
That's actually the name of it?
It's India Pale Ale.
India Pale. Oh, okay.
Means
Good
it's a
stuff.
thicker beer than a light beer.
Wow.
It's got a flavor.
Huh. You can see the flavor in
Yep.
We're admiring the beer.
Old people beer.
Old people beer. What made you decide to try the Victory?
I don't know. It's been so long ago, I forgot.
What are you driving
it.
now?
It's just sitting there.
I'm driving a 2010 Tricky Traskinator.
Tricky Traskinator, your own creation.
Yep.
So what happens if you don't like the Victory? You going to keep the old one around for a while?
Yeah.
If you ever get the victory done.
If. That's a if, yep. Oh, I think we'll probably keep the old car around. See too many guys, they sell off their old stuff too quick, and then they wish they had it back, so we'll keep her there.
Yeah, you walk in their shop and poor old cars sitting there on, I mean, it's powder coated and everything. It's
Powder coated and
it's
dusted.
just sitting there with dust on it, and all the parts are laying right there.
It's there when I need it.
Oh, you
In the
got it.
way.
In the way.
Yeah.
From the guy that never gets his car out of the trailer.
Yeah.
Get it out if it needs it.
Oh, he does.
I'm just giving him a hard time. Fixes his car in the trailer.
Might have
Yep.
to wash it this week.
Hey, there you go.
When was the last time you washed it?
I don't remember.
He's true. He's telling the truth. Have you seen his car?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
Got a
not-
new body for it
it's
sitting
not
there
clean.
along the wall, I think.
Yeah. Don't need it yet. Old one's still good.
You made me do all that work for nothing.
Yeah. No, I'll
It's
use
in
it.
inventory.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's in inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be an emergency. I might have to change the body.
In
I
an
can't remember.
emergency? What would that be?
I don't know.
I can't remember what did doors and quarters. Did I make you a nose
Yeah.
piece too?
Doors, quarters, nose, and hood.
Oh, I made you a hood too.
Yep.
Wow.
Fred's car has character. That's what I heard.
You got there, yeah. It's
it got character?
It's got character.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The body don't make it go.
That's kind of the way I look at it. I had mine working on it last night until about midnight, and she's been treating me good. And I've been working on the stuff that makes it go good, but I mean, body-wise, I really hadn't done much. So I hammered some stuff out and put some new rivets in. So
That'll make her feel good.
Now-
She'll
yeah.
like that.
yeah, now it'll be fast.
That's
then-
right. It'll go faster.
Them hobby stocks are a pain in the butt to work on too.
Nah, you don't have to work on them.
I hate
They're
doing
tough.
that body work.
Stupid sport mod, stupid modifieds, wheels stick out, A-arms stick out. You look at another car and your wheel falls off.
And to do body work on a hobby stock, you need a big hammer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Big
Yeah, you do.
sledgehammer.
Don't crash it.
That's steel. Have you seen the guys you race with?
I have seen them, and
Okay.
I try not to get tore up.
Well, that's
How-
'cause-
what do you
that's 'cause
attribute-
one of them hadn't been racing there.
Yeah,
yet.
the one that's been on his top last year. He's not racing this year, so
He's silent,
he's quiet.
hiding over there in the corner.
Yeah, won't come join us. He's scared. He's scared. He's going to learn today.
That's right.
What do you attribute your success to? You've had some good. How many wins you've had in the last couple of years?
I think last year we had 8, and I don't know how many total races we ran. It seemed like we rained out every other week.
Yeah.
But,
He's fast because when we raced cruisers, I was the gas man.
Scared
Yeah.
him?
He didn't have any choice. He had to drive it. I
yeah,
didn't back out.
he was the gas man, and he put us in the corner so hot. He just kind of had to deal with it.
Well, then that leads me to this question, which is a relatively an easy one. How'd you guys get started in this? Because you still race motorcycles. Do you race motorcycles?
The way it started was
This is
a
the
neighbor
one.
kid down the road, a couple neighbor kids, I guess it would be, started racing cruisers back in the Salina days of cruisers. This probably would have been 03, 04. We started watching him for a couple years, and I was 13 when we built our first cruiser car, and I turned 14 to get my.
With oil well pipe for a roll bar.
Yeah, it was very crude. It was typical cruiser car guy stuff. But I turned 14, got my driver's license or farmer's permit or whatever they called it, and we started racing then. And it was a 76 LTD. I had to set on a pillow to see up over the hood, and that's kind of how it started.
And he was the gas man?
He was the gas man. I was the driver and brake man. We ran Salina for 2 or 3 shows, and that was the last year of them. Salina quit them, so we went down to Wichita, and we ran for not very long, and their quote-unquote insurance policy changed to where you had to be 16, but they started a Youth Hornet class, so I did the Youth Hornet thing for a couple of years and was successful. And then we got back in the cruiser, and it got claimed, so we built another cruiser, and that brought us to 07, 08, and I started doing the hobby stock thing. He started doing sport mod.
Cruisers were fun.
Were they?
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was entertaining.
I had trouble seeing the flagman
Yeah.
when the yellows came out and stuff.
You did slow
Yellow
down
flags
much.
out.
He
He's
kept
still
beating on me.
flat-footed. I just start beating on him. No, those are good times.
And I put handlebars, motorcycle handlebars in there.
So you could hang on.
Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably need something to hang on to.
Motorcycle handlebars. Okay.
Well, what about you guys? What do you think? Slick versus tacky track? What's your preference?
I can't answer that this year. I always thought I liked the slick track. I had a slick track and didn't like it. Then I had a heavy hammer down track, and I dang sure didn't like that.
No.
I went and watched the other A features, and I honestly didn't know where I start in 8th how it was going to work out because everybody's going to fight for that one line. But like I said, I just kind of put up on the high side and put the hammer down. But that was a weird track.
You know, and then we had a caution late in that one race, and some stuff got really tore up. I'm thinking, well, you know, do I want to stick it in here and really see if it'll do anything on this track, or just, you know, try to get a finish, and get on out of here?
Wreckers or checkers?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Bob's quiet. You got anything, Bob?
Oh, I was just commenting on the tacky versus the slick track. I mean, on the part of it that you also got to think about is on a real heavy track, the accidents that you do have are usually bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because the cars are going so much faster, and the cars they dig into the track better, you know, and
Yeah.
you hit harder. Versus
That, or if you got a bump or something, you're you know, up on the
Yeah.
bar, up on the suspension so much
Yeah.
harder that it's a little bit
I
more
was
violent.
hitting the chip hard
Versus-
on that heavy track.
Yeah, yeah. Versus being slick, I mean, you know, you're not going as fast. The cars will slide a little bit when they
Yep.
hit.
I think slick makes you kind of think a little more, drive a little more. I mean, like say when it's heavy, you just kind of leave your foot through the floorboard and then, you know, back out a little bit and put it back there and then just kind of
yeah,
beat along.
yeah,
Well, and for instance, in my feature race, Daniel hit the wall a ton.
yeah. He did.
I mean, he hit the wall a ton,
He
and then
did.
come back across the track. You know, made me question whether or not he was conscious when he come back across the track, because he hit the wall a ton.
He hit hard. We were up on the catwalk and we could feel the ground shake from him.
Sometimes
when he
people
hit.
say that about me, and I don't even hit the wall.
What's the other car? Well, you know, guys, I know you're hungry. We can wrap this up if you've got anything else you want to get out there, but we're you know, past our time, so it's whatever you want to do. You want to thank anybody? Anybody that helps you out?
Just thank everybody that helps me out.
Yeah.
Well, who is it? We don't know who it is.
Oh, lots of people.
I don't know who. Like say whoever you ask a question to, and who is
Yeah.
willing to talk. You know,
Kind
whoever's
of self-financed, but
Yeah.
Do what?
we're self-financed,
Well,
but
sure.
we enjoy the advice from.
We kind of encourage each other on. Like say where we go around together, we kind of keep each other going. Like last Sunday night or Sunday, I guess it was, where I didn't go to Heartland Park. You know, maybe if he was around, maybe we would have went. But I don't know. I just kind of say with the storms and the wind, and I just kind of
Sure.
and the tore up car from.
You guys, you seem to be fairly positive all the time. You ever get down, discouraged, and
Yeah, like I say, it's kind of sometimes you just kind of gotta keep to yourself, and that's that. Like I say, you know, you go racing, race cars touch. You can't whine and cry about every little touch, every little
Yeah,
rub.
it's
you
racing.
just gotta, you know, I go to a race and my goal is to win and to not touch anybody else. But sometimes race cars touch, and that's that. I mean, I didn't mean for it. I don't want to tear my car up. I darn sure don't want to tear anybody else's up. But
sometimes it
sometimes
happens.
it happens. Sometimes it's track. Sometimes it's the other guy. Sometimes it's me. It's just, it is what it is. You get 20 cars out there all going for the same goal.
And you guys are really fairly even. I mean, if there's a class that's even, it's that one.
They're
Yeah.
close.
Yep.
You know, stock cars are close too, but these guys,
Yeah.
you watch them and they're just nose to tail all the time.
They are. They put on a good show.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Appreciate you taking time out of your evening to come down and visit with us. We're going to get you something to eat.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Enjoyed
having
it.
us.
For Bobby Potts, Bill Grant, Mike and Fred Traskowsky, father and son team from Woodbine, Kansas.
Woodbine.
I got it right?
Yeah.
Woodbine, Kansas. Father and son team, David. Got it, David? Okay. Thanks, guys. For In the Zone, Race Talk Live online. Bill Grant and Bobby Potts saying so long. We'll see you in a couple weeks.